when you have the law, and you know, law by its nature, even though we've always had law here on the continent, it can be argued that a lot of, I mean, we follow the British system, whatever. You have this legal system and you're trying to fit this in this legal framework. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is it possible for the two to come together? Is it possible to legally encapsulate what you guys do?
Can I just come in there? You know,
Okay, sorry.
for a bit?
Go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
I mean, how, for me, and at the risk of sounding really crude at some point, is how dare anybody or anybody think that they can in some way encapsulate spirit into some sort of categories or fragment it into a particular type of description. Who are we to think we know all there is to know about spirituality in our present life state, when this is a thing that existed way before, way after our present existence now? So how can we slot in a particular, you know, time frame and say, this is all there is to it?
Yeah.
You know, and give it a description according to our level of understanding in this time right now. I think that is a very arrogant thing to do.
Yeah, I was very, very passionate about that in my answer, because I really do feel that you cannot put into some sort of, you can't defragment spirituality.
Do you guys feel as an area of expertise that there's an ongoing attempt to ostracize and an attempt to keep to the margins of society? You see, you got me speaking the big English now. Just to keep you guys in the margins of society and not in the mainstream.
They want to protect rationality and logic. What they feel is rational and logic. But that comes from the idea that, or the concept that, I think that
But
they
traditional
feel,
medicine is a guessing game as well.
It's not a guessing game.
No. What I'm not saying what you guys do. What I mean is, like, when I go see a doctor, the doctor is also to some extent guessing.
Yes.
It's not like an exact science all the time, unless they can draw blood and test and find something, which is rare.
But you see, but also how you're comparing it, and that's what I have a problem with the law, because the very same law you are trying to fit traditional health. You know, I say African spiritual healers, because for me, spirit is always evolving. It's infinite, it's abundant. Like you said, you can't contain it and constrain it. And when we want to speak of law, and even how you're speaking, it's in comparison with the very same systems that were put in place to eradicate it, but you want to regulate it with a system that demonized.
I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying, to me, I see it as protect this, kill this off.
I mean, look at marijuana, right? When weed was made legal, who owns the IP to the production, to the packaging? It's not us,
seeds.
Right?
The idea that our work or the idea our work lacks rationality and logic and well thought through science is the reason why the policymakers, if we're going to give them a term, feel that we cannot be considered, be placed on the same level that they have been placed on. When in actual fact, there is absolute precise science. When you develop ikobongo for an individual, right? The idea of anaphylactic shock or an allergic reaction, for a simpler term, sorry about that, is there ebngomeni, because the same kobongo that you consume could actually make you worse off than if ukoko kanya would consume the same kobongo. But because we understand the pharmacokinetics and the pharmacodynamics of African spiritual science, we are able to do that. It's just that it's not documented. That doesn't necessarily mean that the science isn't there.